Greetings and welcome. This is Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well today. I'm guided by Spirit. I'm humble in my investigations, and we are dealing with a true crime event, and this may be triggering to some viewers. All cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. And I'll be doing the episode today on Barry and Honey, the lovely couple who unfortunately met an untimely passing. The lovely Shermans were discovered on December the 15th, 2017. Now, backstory, the crime scene for me is a bit peculiar in that we have two well-established seniors. I'm sure they wouldn't mind, and they have been around. Oh yes, I've gone through my tests as normal. Every case I obviously ask permission, right? And the test for this episode was when I was pulling out the numbers. So I've done a little bit of work, and then I realized, well, let's put it this way. I actually did this episode before I started recording the screen, right? So I'm actually picking it up where I've got to and pretty much just laid it out. I don't have a final answer yet at all. There's two possible answers here. And maybe it's both as well, but that's where I'm at. Now the test was at the context: husband and wife found dead in their home. But when I was pulling out the numbers, there was a sense of there were two people involved at the crime scene. And while I was just checking the board before recording, this number 2 was here. Somehow, some way. So we will look for evidence. Were there two perpetrators at the crime scene? On the other hand, I'm getting, and I'll get to the CCTV footage in a second, but I also got a sense of there's two reasons possibly why this occurred, or there's two stories running here. So I'm going to delete it now because that's what I was trying to do when I was preparing. So we'll have to look for evidence of two people at the scene. Now the CCTV footage that I saw, and that perhaps many of you are familiar with, this is a case coming out of Canada of a singular male walking down the road. Okay, so we'll come back to that as well, but I'm aware of that footage. So on December the 15th, what were the circumstances? Well, I know the Mr. and Mrs. Sherman were meant to, or they were assumed to be out of town, and the house was being shown or something, but a visitor came round, or family, whatever it was, but they were discovered on December the 15th. And we are recording live in our new situation. So immediately on December the 15th, the problem number there for me is the 279. Alright, and that is also not a natural death either. And getting back to the point of the way they were discovered, or the manner of death, I'm not 100% sure if that is actually the manner of death, but the setup is, belts around the neck, again being hung by belts, made to look like some sexual deviant situation. Maybe the actual person is actually a sexual deviant. We'll look for that as well. But certainly we can all agree based on the crime scene evidence, not a natural death. 27-9 is a focused kill, a hit. So you'll know in some of my previous videos, the discovery day is very important information on the timeline. And the day after the discovery will also tell us the story. So when did the murder actually take place? And I figure, see, here's the 26-8, ladies and gentlemen. Bingo. We got bingo stars going. Bingo, bingo, bingo. I'm done. It's quite late here. What is it now? No, it's not really late. It feels late. 7:20 in the evening. And it is the May the 6th, 2024. Guess who's on the scene? 26-8. What do we have? A staging, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what it was, and that was the feeling. I love these live recordings because, of course, we watch other psychics and astrologers and so on, and they go through the cycle of discovery. But of course, I had to discover the free app on my laptop first. But it's all about timing. Okay. We have a problem here. This was a staging. So, and that's what bothered me about the crime scene. And God, you know who's pinging on me? David Cassidy. Found in Asia somewhere, also hanging by a belt. That case always stuck in my head. I've never looked at it. Maybe we should have a look at it. Do a live look at it. 27-9. David Cassidy. Was it David Cassidy? Carradine. David Carradine. Found in Asia hanging by a belt. I'm not saying things don't happen, but here we have a CEO, founder of a reputable, well-known, well, I haven't looked into the history of the company, so let me just not say that, but the energy from the couple is really amazing. Husband and wife. 26-8. So, okay, so we definitely got a staging. And I must say, when I looked at this initially, there appears to be two stories running here. And that's what I'm finding difficult. Well, I haven't looked at this for a full day. I believe I looked at it yesterday. But for a full day, I haven't looked at this. So I'm going to re-look at it now. And let's see. Okay. So let's have a look here. The December the 13th, we got a 25-7. Because I believe there was a meeting they had attended looking at designs and so on. But that would have been, was that on December the 12th? Anyway. Let's have a look here. Oh, here's it here. Here's the murder here. 18-9. December the 14th is an outcome 18-9. There's the murder, and not a very nice murder either. Is it ever? So let's just see what's going on here. 14-5 is a problem number for me. It does speak to thug, like the single male walking down the road. It can point to that. But we also know that 14-5 is there's more than one. So to create a red herring or confusion, they split and go their separate ways after the deed is done, right? So we'll look for evidence of that as well. I'm looking now, actually. Yes, here's the evidence here. 11-2 splitting of ways. So that guy I actually feel good about him, because I did have an image that matched what that person looked like at the crime scene, matching the visual environment of that scene. So that male on that video footage, I would say, and now I'm being told, get that picture. there is CCTV footage online with a single male walking down the road wearing a trench coat of sorts. I believe he is to be the one, but he's not the only one. Here's 11-2 here, but we'll get into that. We'll go deeper. We're just doing an overview. So I'm looking at the crime scene. See, yeah, okay, so 17-8, here's the way they were discovered, right? So asphyxiation, 7, lungs, breathing, asphyxiation, 7, that brings about, obviously, death. So here's the manner. Is it the manner? So here's 2. Now you see, okay, there's a backstory, and it's just been confirmed. I'm feeling, and I've been told twice, and it's just happened the 3rd time now, looking at 25-7. So 25-7 is a murder situation, hit. But when you have a 25-7, it does deal with, it actually deals with like 2 human beings having an issue with each other. But not only that, it's like 2 individuals that are actually in the same family. It's a very close tie situation. And unfortunately, this is the 3rd time that I'm getting that sensation, feeling that this was an internal situation. And what was it about? No points for guessing in the show. Money. Inheritance. Where's my share? Why am I not getting my share? And there's evidence of that here. And this is, you see this 24-6 here. Oh, I'm just feeling it because I was not avoiding it. I was aware of it. But, you know, if you confirm it 3 times, then it must be, right? And there's evidence here as well. 24-6 family. So we'll go deeper. But the issue here is we've got a family number 24-6. But the issue here is we've got a divorce happening. We saw these numbers with, it was either with Princess Diana, I believe it was with Princess Diana, one of the 2, where divorce. In fact, we saw these numbers with the Gary Petito case that I did in the book. Separation. So this is what I was seeing before, that on the one story, we've got a family situation happening, okay? So the one thread is definitely a family situation. Let's just be clear on that. There's definitely enough evidence here to say family, internal situation. However, because they've got dosh and they've got money, they hire the thug or the thugs. Here's the thugs. 14-5. December 14 is the thug. And the heinous sexual staging crime is actually evidence, mister. It's staging a sexual crime because you're dealing with your own sexual issues. Don't make your problems other people's problems. So you staged your well-to-do, well-respected, well-integrity as a sex crime. Only because you got your own sexual issues, Mister. But we'll go there. We'll go deeper because 14.5 also talks about the bad son. Now that's the one issue. Okay. Now I did read and this actually confirms it now for me, because I did read an article where the company was in a bit of a situation, right? And here it is here. December 10, he has big numbers going on in these charts. Like, I respect money in my own right, but not to jump around too much. But if you look at December 10 and December 15, look at all them 10 ones. Mr. Big Money Pants. I say that with respect. But this is gargantuous money, right? Billionaire money. So it's like funny. I was shown an image while I was putting out the numbers. You know, a billionaire who has founded a company, and good on him. Good on any business person that builds and creates their own fortune. Good on them. Even as low as myself, like a micro entrepreneur, you know, there's satisfaction. It doesn't matter how big it is. So we got a man of integrity that builds a conglomerate, and his chump change is like life-changing in our lives. Isn't that sweet? So on December the 10th, now let's deal with the, let's say, in the day present situation, which at the time I believe was very public. Of course, you got a large company dealing with a lot of lawsuits, and 11.2 also speaks about lawsuits here. But the lawsuits here, you see here, 11.2 December 11, which is right by this day here, where you've seen a mass of 10 ones. So, sure. Here we have a company being attacked for money, of course, big money, because we have an imbalance of 10 ones here. So it's fair to say we're going to court, or there's an issue about money, right? So if that is the case, you would maybe see like only one 10-1 on the day, like December 18, for example, there's one 10-1 technically. But on December the 10th, when you have a mass of 10 ones, that means the attack is coming towards Barry and obviously Honey. But from a company point of view, it's coming towards Barry and his company, that you're having these massive lawsuits come your way. And 22.4 lawsuits. 4 is about facts, figures, administration, facts. And you got it, because it's a power number. I mean, this guy was getting hit left, right, and center. Here's the evidence here. And 14.5, most of it is bullshit. Everyone trying to get their pound of flesh. So here's more evidence that it's all bullshit. So 11.2 is the lawsuits and the law cases, law. But there's something wrong here. So we got a 33-6 in play. And you see, this tells me whoever the male mastermind of the crime was a male dealing with sexual issues. 15-6, male dealing with sexual issues. I believe we found 14-5 as well, issues. Male with sexual issues is the puppet master. On the discovery day, which is more finite in terms of what actually happened, a hit, 27-9. So this was premeditated. And what is the common number on a premeditated murder? 33-6 is in play. Ordered by 15-6, the male with sexual issues. I believe that there was a... Okay, don't get too personal. But there were issues here, ladies and gentlemen, inside the household. Not with Barry and Honey. So the male, the person that actually did the crime, based on his request of how the crime should look like, because that's how perverse he is, would actually leave his signature at the crime scene without him even knowing it. I can tell you, male with sexual issues, orchestrated, ordered, paid for this murder, or this double murder. And what was it all about? I believe someone was not going to get some money. Someone was being divorced of some way, shape or form. 34-7, 16-7, separation of family, 24-6. There were internal things going on, and someone took it very personally. What right does the person have that hasn't earned the right to the money in the first place, or hasn't earned it themselves, but has a fit? So on the discovery day, we see Mr. 15-6 again. So there's the male with sexual issues on the scene. 27-9 hits about money, family. 12-3, family, community, group, but more family. 3 is about the home, homemaker. 37, this is family stuff here. And all about inheritance. You are being cut out. Whoever got cut out here is this is why we're here. So we're actually seeing, if we now go to the blue blocks, which will be the reflection days. So let's just see here. Alright, so if we say the murder happened, I would say the murder would have happened here. So from sunset, December 13, till sunset the next day. But here's it here. In the reflection here, we see the 28-10-1, arguments, fights, interpersonal, close relationship argument. Let's go in here a bit, you tell me. 28-10-1, interpersonal relationship argument. So it's close contact, knowledge of the person, homely, in and around the first periphery. And there's no surprise, double 10-1, about inheritance, money, emotional outbursts, all about the money. 11-2, going separate ways. Unlawful act has occurred. Unlawful act has occurred because of money. So if we go December 17, beg your pardon if that was jarring. Sorry. I just want to go close to here. I'll trim that. Sorry. December 17. So here's obviously that manner of death again, asphyxiation. All about the money. So there was definitely something going on. I'm being cautioned again. Okay, I'm not going to go there. So there was another sensation that I had, was a decision because of what was going on with the company. Of course, Barry was taking some serious hits there, right? If you got major lawsuits coming your way with multi-dollar situations, you can see here, December 10, 10-1, detrimental. So this was obviously fatal to the company itself. So he was going under major strain. So I get a sense, it also felt like for me, and let's find confirmation, that as a result of what was happening in the company, impacted the individual within the family that created the situation that we know today. Does that make sense? It's almost like, well, son, they cut my salary, I'm going to have to cut your inheritance. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. Gosh. So let's just finish off here. So what I found quite interesting, this is why I say there's more than one thing going on here. So I'm looking at December 18, right? I'm going to flag this as orange. Now, this is what happened on that particular day. But when I'm looking back as a reflection of sequence of events, we've got really serious numbers here. So we got 18-9, which talks about the murders, right? The 18-9 is the murder. And then we got all of these large numbers, 10-1. I'm going to mark them as orange because on their own it's not, I mean, it can be an issue, but when you have cumulative large numbers like 10, 30, 40, this was like an atom bomb going off in that family. Things, and this is what happened. It was the domino effect of what was happening in the company. I mean, just by December 10, under major stress there, major. And all money. But there's also an individual here that has taken this very personally. that we have on December the 18th just reveals the feminine energy outburst, male energy outburst, all about money ends up in murder. These guys have been hitting on me hard, man. The two Australians and the American and this is hitting on me hard. The case of the two Australians and the American found there north of Mexico, being robbed for tires or being killed for tires, allegedly. What is this world coming to? You're going to kill people over tires? People have been killed for mobile phones even a free drive-through. What is this world coming to? So yeah, it's almost like an old fable. Kill the goose that laid the old golden egg. Crime of passion. And because you don't want to get your hands dirty, you send in the thugs, plural. More than one perpetrator at the scene. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave the story here. So whoever committed these murders, in my opinion, and this is of course for your entertainment, whoever committed this crime or responsible for this crime is within the first periphery of Mr. and Mrs. Barry Honey Sherman. Male with sexual issues, conflict within the family group, all about wanting my share. So arguments and blowouts occur, and a couple that's meant to be enjoying their retirement and well-earned break are taken out. So let me just have a look here. This was 7, 8, 9, 10, 1 year. I'm just trying to see justice. Oh, there's a hint here. There's a hint of justice here. Let's see, that's a positive 7 outcome reflecting on the day of the murder. Huh? Here's another 7. See, there's 25-7 here. So there are 7s around, which means there will be justice. To what degree is now to be determined. Of course, this is a case from 2017. So, murdered by the inner circle. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time today. And Mr. Barry and Honey, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want to share with you a quote that's within the book, I do a review of the Gabby Petito case, and I came up with this line: we are dealing with human beings in these crime situations, right? We are dealing with human beings at their most vulnerable, while others are at their most evil. Ladies and gentlemen, please leave your comments. I do love engaging with your comments. And please stay safe, stay alert, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.